little bit spooky. It is often considered one of the unluckiest day of the year. We are talking, of course, of Friday the 13th. And with today marking the second month in a row that we've dealt with this unlucky day, we wanted to take a deeper dive into the different superstitions that surround it. So joining me right now is Colorado haunted historian and expert of all things, Joel. Thank you so much for joining us. So
Welcome. Thank you.
You were just telling me Friday the 13th. It's
Yes.
going to happen three times this year.
Three times this year.
When's the next one?
So the next one's in November.
November.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the big question that everyone wants to know. Is that Friday the 13th, where does it come from, unlucky?
So it's actually a combination of two different superstitions, the number 13 and Friday. And it really wasn't until like the late 1800s when the two were really combined and people started thinking about, hey, these two things are connected. Really watch out for any other superstitions on this particular day.
Yeah, and is it just us, or is it really everyone around the world that thinks, hey, Friday the 13th, maybe let's not do anything?
I think it's really everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
But definitely in the U.S., with a lot of people just having a lot of general superstitions here.
Yeah. What are some of the superstitions that we can talk about when it comes to Friday the 13th? Things that you should not do.
Number one, with the number 13, don't have a party of 13 at dinner.
Okay.
It is said if you have a party of 13 at dinner, the first person that leaves that day will die within the next year.
Oh my goodness.
So,
Keely,
yes.
Keely, you heard that? Don't host.
Don't do that. So actually in Europe in the 1800s, there were actually professionals that would be hired out to be the 14th person at their dinner.
It's either 12 or 14,
Yes.
not 13.
Yes.
What else?
Don't walk under ladders.
Yep.
That's obvious. Black cats, be aware of them.
Even though they're so cute.
Yeah. They're considered to be demons by some people, or the animal familiar of witches and that sort of thing.
So you said it all started, this belief, back in the 1800s, correct? And then it kind of like evolved over time?
It really evolved. It came from, really, a book was published in the early 1900s, I think 1907. It was called Friday the 13th. Oh. And I think people really started to take that into heart. It was a story about basically a guy who wanted to make the stock market crash.
Oh, and then it just became unlucky?
Yeah, became unlucky, and then people started put the number 13 and the Friday together. So with Fridays also, you don't want to start a new endeavor. You don't want to set sail. So sailors have a huge superstition about setting sail on a particular Friday.
So should people just stay home today? Not do anything?
If you're superstitious about it, yes. It's kind of funny, like especially in the 1920s, 1930s, articles in the Rocky Mountain News and things would talk about, like, yeah, don't go anywhere. We don't want you to get hurt.
Okay, good thing. Well, don't worry, we're going to stay home today right after work. Thank you so much, Joel, for joining us and learning a little bit about Friday the 13th.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for having me on.